From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Satellite and radar currently show some cloud cover making its way into mid-Michigan, but even with this cloud cover present, there's still a lot of sunshine outside this evening. Temperature-wise, feeling really nice, mid to low 70s across the area. 74 degrees our current temperature in St. John's and Owasso. We're at 73 here in Lansing and over in the city of Ionia. We are staying dry and overall partly cloudy overnight tonight, allowing our overnight lows to drop down into the low 50s. We are talking about highs in the 80s starting tomorrow, and maybe a chance for rain over the weekend. 6 News at 5:30 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 5:30.
Right now at 5:30, a shooting near Michigan High School has police on high alert. Plus, a fugitive found after 4 years on the run with his kids who've been living in a campsite. And imagine finding someone living in your crawl space. It just happened to a homeowner in Oregon. Those stories and a lot more in the first 6 minutes. Thank you for joining us. I'm Siobhan Klepfer. Let's start that clock. Tonight in Calhoun County, police are increasing patrols near Battle Creek Central High School after a student was shot nearby on Monday afternoon. The injured student survived and was treated and released from a hospital. Police say two groups of students were arguing with each other when someone started shooting. The injured student was not involved and was just a bystander. Police and school officials made a joint announcement today that the shooting happened off campus, but close enough to increase patrols, especially during high traffic times. In Oklahoma, 3 adults and 5 students were injured last night when a bus carrying a school softball team crashed. One adult who was thrown from the bus is still in critical condition. 4 of the injured students who were also thrown from the bus were told they are stable tonight. The cause of the crash is under investigation. Congress heard from whistleblowers today who say Facebook parent company Meta suppressed child safety research. Several current and former employees gave documents to Congress that claim Meta tried to delete unfavorable internal research and sought to downplay any potential negative impacts of its products. Ahead of the whistleblower hearing, there was a renewed call for Congress to pass the Kids Online Safety Act, which would put the responsibility on social media companies to crack down on harmful content.
Parents cannot be expected to compete with big tech's rapidly evolving AI-driven products that are designed to trap our kids on screens for hours. That's why Congress must step in. Every day without COSA puts more children at risk.
Maureen Molak's 16-year-old son David died by suicide in 2016. She says he battled social media and online gaming addiction and endured months of cyberbullying on Instagram. In a statement, Meta called the whistleblower claims nonsense and says they're based on selectively leaked internal documents. An apartment building was partially destroyed by a large, fast-moving fire in Pittsburgh this morning. Officials say everyone was able to get out and there were no reported injuries. The intense blaze caused a large portion of the roof to collapse as well as part of the front of the building. Firefighters were just outside when the collapse happened, but it fell in the other direction. Officials say the fire might have started in a third-floor kitchen. Today, a Georgia judge said he will toss the racketeering charges against all 61 defendants accused of a years-long conspiracy to halt the construction of a police and firefighter training facility. Critics call it Cop City. The judge says he does not think the state's attorney general had the authority to secure the indictments against the protesters in 2023 because the AG did not have the governor's permission to go ahead with the case. Activists opposed the facility for environmental and social justice reasons. It finally opened this year. The U.S. Department of Justice announced today the man accused of stabbing a Ukrainian refugee to death on a North Carolina commuter train will face federal charges, and that means DeCarlos Brown Jr. could face the death penalty. Prosecutors say he was caught on video last month pulling out a knife and attacking 23-year-old Irina Zarutska. State prosecutors are charging Brown with first-degree murder, which does include the death penalty. However, the state has not executed anyone in almost 20 years because of legal challenges. Just hours after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu urged Palestinians to evacuate Gaza City, the military struck the nation of Qatar. The strike was against a key Hamas leader who was in the country to reportedly discuss a U.S.-backed ceasefire agreement. As Israel's bombing of Gaza City continues, the UN now says many families cannot evacuate because of overcrowding and price. Protesters in Nepal are becoming, more and more violent as demonstrators rally against the country's regulation on social media, even as the ban on those sites was lifted. Tens of thousands of people are in the streets of the capital. Some of them set government buildings and government leaders' homes on fire. The prime minister resigned today, but that appeared to have little effect on the protests. On Monday, police opened fire on the crowds, killing 19 people. And in New Zealand, police released photos of a campsite used by a fugitive and his 3 children to hide from authorities for the last 4 years. Officials say they stopped Tom Phillips and one of his children Monday after a store robbery and say the man started shooting at them, injuring one officer. Police shot and killed Phillips. His child then led police to their campsite and the other children. Phillips and his kids vanished in 2021, and he did not have legal custody of them. He's also accused of robbing a bank in 2023. In California this morning, an accident involving a cargo ship caused dozens of shipping containers to fall into the sea off the port of Long Beach. As of this morning, it was not clear how the accident happened. It's also not known what's inside the containers, but the ship arrived in port from China just a day earlier. There were no injuries reported. And in Oregon, when witnesses saw an unknown man go into the back of a condo property last week and lights coming on from a crawl space where there shouldn't be any, they called the sheriff's office and deputies found a man living inside. They also found a bed, lights, chargers, TVs, and other electronics plugged into the power of that house. The owner told deputies he heard strange noises coming from the crawl space in the past. The suspect is now charged with burglary and drug crimes. And scaring up for our first 6 minutes of news, another sign of the fall season is here. Universal Studios Hollywood just unveiled this year's Halloween Horror Nights attractions. The murderous clown from the Terrifier series of films is a big part of this fun, and the actor who plays him even got a tour of the park. Halloween Horror Nights runs through November 2nd. I think, Kendall, I'm going to pass on that.
You know what? I would, but I think I'm busy every single day until November 3rd, ironically.
It is ironic. I'm all for Halloween. This, it's not my cup of tea.
I don't do haunted houses.
Yeah, me either.
You know what I will do?
I'm going to go with warmer temperatures.
Yeah, we're going to enjoy all the warmer temperatures that we have coming our way. However, chance for rain over the weekend that we got to talk about.
Okay, the timing of it all.